from the
Same place as trap music, this that first react music. They can't hold me back, I'm feeling good cause I'm black music. Can't nobody touch.
Welcome everybody back to another episode of Cigar Sundays Live, where we examine, define, and analyze words, sayings, and phrases used in American culture. I am Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, always with the God Ali Dawood L at VK Soul Farm, and we are the Cigarden Panel. Peace, God. How you feeling?
Peace, God. Yeah, I'm here, man. I don't know, man. I think it's like a little bug going around, man, like catching everybody with the little sniffles and stuff, man. So I'm drinking a lot of orange juice, eating a lot of orange, taking a lot of ginger, break up all my mucus and whatnot.
Right.
A lot of black pepper and cayenne pepper in my tea and coffee and stuff like that. So that's what I got going on, man. I'm just trying to fight whatever it is that's out there floating around. I'm just trying to think positive and drink a lot of hot shit to make it run out.
Keep it hot, right? I know you got some of that BK's bumblebee.
Oh yeah. I keep the honey on deck. So
Yes, yes,
I got everything around me, man. It's just it's still a fight. Just because it's there don't mean it's automatic. You still got to put in the effort and the work to make it do what it do, right? And you still gotta fight, right? Like just because you fight don't mean you're gonna win, but you still gotta fight.
Don't mean you're gonna win. The win is not guaranteed, right?
Nah, but we here, God.
But we can definitely fight. That's all love, though. Definitely stand up. Everybody got to stay up on their herbal immune health, because it is. I heard somebody saying that today at the grocery store. It's like, that thing running around out here.
It's like, whoa, where?
I said, what thing? I said, what thing? I'm like, boogeyman. Who's jumping out the bed? I said, what the fuck is he talking about, man? And that was just me ear hustling. They weren't even talking to me. I'm just like, a thing is out here. What's I'm like, I just came here to get some ice cream.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's a whole thing.
Some cheesecake or something. I'm like, what is going on, man? It's a thing out here. But yeah, that all of them things you listed, though, God, keep us thankful for another day as always. And we was talking on the back chat. It had a rough start of the week, but if it ain't rough, it ain't me. So that's my song, right? I'm coming up the rough side of the mountain. And I'm doing my best to make it in. So we here tonight. We want to thank everybody for pulling up. Y'all make sure to like and share this video. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. Before we get into tonight's show, y'all go over and make sure y'all check out 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by the God Ali Dawood L at www.bksoulfarm.com. The link is in the description. So ain't no excuses why you can't go. You can go get it right now. And like we always say, if the money's tight, it's all right. You can do something free and just smash the like. And we're going to love you the same for that, for real, too. So we are smoking on the word empire. And we're going to go ahead and bring up the questions for tonight's word. So Our first question is always our house question. What do you think of when you hear the word empire? Let us know in the comment section or in the chat. Two, as Americans, do we live in an empire? And if yes or no, explain. And the reason why this question is worded like that is because what we will end up doing is going to get the definition of the word empire after we answer our first question. Okay? Because we may have some meanings, we may have some things that don't actually correlate, or we may have some things that do correlate. We might be spot on, we might be right on the spot, but you never know. And that's why we do this, so we can continue to grow. Our third question: how do movies, TV news, and social media influence people's perception of their country's role in the world? Let us know in the comment section. Can a study of geopolitical issues help someone understand their country's culture? And then our fifth and final, last but never least, is the word empire bad, good, or misunderstood? And y'all can stick around as we peel back the layers of empire tonight here on Cigar Sundays Live. And let us know in the chat. We appreciate y'all for doing that. So we're going to go ahead and get to the God, Ali Dawood at BK Soul Farm. What do you think of when you hear the word empire?
Peace, God.
Peace, God.
Um, yeah, so this is all meanings for me, right? Like I don't think I got a real good definition at all. But when I think empire, like the very first thing that come to my mind is the TV show. Right. Right. And in that, I think about um a family that is striving for control um of everything together, like that was the plan. I think, right, but I think about it just not being conducive because you got multiple thought processes on where the direction of a family's supposed to go, right? So I think about the idea is we are gonna go take over that, right? I think about take over, right? I
Take
think
over.
I think
Take
about
over.
I think
Empires that take out.
I think I think
Okay.
about like because really like because
Family,
if
take
I
over.
when I go from the TV show and what I think what they was trying to do, right? Like or the meaning of the word from their perspective is I think about the Romans, right? Like again, going to actually take over and expand themselves and it's like, yeah, like we're not just gonna call that music no more. It's now Roman music, right? Like it's now this, right? And this is what is known by everybody because that's what we said it is, right? And in the TV show, that's what they alluded to, where they was gonna, take over the music industry, take over, right? Like they was, they was gonna set the standard for their family of whatever they was trying to set what the mainstream was gonna be, right? And then the show failed miserably just because you had a whole bunch of personalities and I think that in order for like something like the
You
Roman
talking about the Empire show?
yeah. Well, from my perspective,
You
right?
talking
Like,
about the Empire show? You said fail horribly.
like from my perspective, like I'm sure the show did great, but I think
Yeah,
as
they did numbers on that shit. They
yeah,
did
I'm
numbers on
sure
that
the
shit.
show did great, but for me, as a family unit and what I think of Empire is, I don't think they did it. Because like when I think about the Roman Empire, like I think they fought the same way, but I think they actually took the people out and actually changed. What they're doing right now, like trying to change regimes, kind of thing, like trying to change. They change whole thought processes every time they change the emperor. right? Like they didn't necessarily.
But you don't you don't think Real Housewives or Empire or any of them shows have changed mindsets? You know what I'm saying? Changed lifestyles.
Oh man, that's
Yeah, God.
yeah,
Yeah, God. They
right.
have.
See, and that's see, right, and they have, right, and that
They
sucks,
have.
and that sucks because they have, and
They have.
and it's like for and they changed it to do what though exactly because
What it's doing.
because if my thought process is family and takeover,
Right.
to set standards and to establish a ever expanding boundary because we are the ones setting the boundaries because they're our standards, right? Like what are they like what's what's the standard? Is the standard just partying bullshit and fighting and shit? Like what old girl say on she's like everybody fight, like it ain't just, yeah, I don't know,
What she
man.
say? Everybody fight. It ain't just everybody don't fight.
Everybody don't fight.
Everybody don't
Everybody don't,
fight.
right?
You know.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think the Roman Empire type stuff. I think I definitely think takeover. I think conquest. I think whatever it was, it no longer is now this new thing, right? Because we said so, and you ain't got nobody on your side to say otherwise, right? Anybody that could have said it, they either chose not to, or they are no longer looking and breathing, right?
Okay.
All right, like it's one way or the highway is what I think about empires.
Empires, one way or the highway.
Right,
That's pretty cold. Like I think that's pretty cold, God. About one, maybe not all. I don't know. I don't know. Man, changing the way I think about it when I hear the word. Like that is yeah, that's different. Um, man, I think that I agree with a lot of um what you were saying. I think some of those things are dynamics of it, you
mm,
know. Um, but yeah, when I hear the word though, I do get to take over as a dynamic, you know. I get the family too. That was something else that I was, looking at from a family legacy. Um, and more so like just being together on a chord, you know, like Empire, like a team, like it's a thing where you working together though. Like that's what I was saying, like not taking anything away from those dynamics, like the taking over and the family and you know, even the bullying shit,
it's united.
yeah, it's like it's just scheduled programming.
Exactly.
Or but like the my way or the highway thing, yeah, I think that those dynamics do play into it as well. But but when I hear it, I think of just something functioning, being in its own control, you know,
Mm.
because it's doing what it
Being
needs to do, what it wants to do to survive, to maintain, to sustain, to gain. You know,
so it's sovereign.
it's I mean, it's just like it's a body of its own.
Yeah, that's like the real definition of sovereign. Like it's its own damn thing.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's what I kind of think of, like when I think of empire. I think like we all have our own little empires ourselves, and it's our actions. You
Mm.
know, and that's like defines your empire. You know, because it's kind of like your own, like your choices are yours.
I definitely agree with that. That's what I mean
You
by
know,
we set our standards and our boundaries because we our choices dictate all that. Yeah.
yeah. So so that's what I think of when I hear the word empire. But who knows? we could be we could be way out the ballpark. Okay. so so y'all, we just got finished answering what do you think of when you hear the word empire, exchanging our insights. Let us know what you think and feel free to exchange your insights in the comment section or in the live chat. And also don't forget to smash that like button. We appreciate you and love you for that. Our second question is, as Americans, do we live in an empire? And if yes or no, explain. Now, we want you to get your answers ready because we're going to pull up the definition of this because a lot of times right now, I think that we're in a space where a TV show is good to have that people will watch, but uh it isn't good for the media. So it's like, so to say like, oh, well, you live in an empire, you know, it's a trigger word, you know,
Because only references TV.
because the only references is like the TV and movies and stuff like that, you know. Um, so I think that just when we come back from the definition, you know, it'll put it in a better scope. And that's for y'all. I know it's gonna do that for us, but just to get y'all heads up in the chat. Let's go. We got empire. They give it to us as a noun and as an adjective. So we have empire, a major political unit having a territory of great extent or a number of territories or peoples under a single sovereign authority. There's that word you use, God, sovereign. Two, the territory of such a political unit. That's A2. Okay. But then here we go. I couldn't skip that part. Especially one having an emperor as chief of state. Okay. So 1B, something resembling a political empire, an extensive territory or enterprise under single domination or control. 2, imperial sovereignty, rule, or dominion. Then we have 3, a juicy apple with dark red skin that is a cross between a Macintosh and a Red Delicious. It's an apple. All right. Empire apples. So then we have empire as an adjective, and we have it here of, relating to, or characteristic of a style popular in early 19th century France. And that could be clothing or furniture. So it's a fashion. You looking like the empire tonight. Is that how we would use that?
I have no idea. God, like you're
Complimenting somebody on their style.
looking very imperish. I don't
I
know.
look okay.
I don't know.
Because that's style related. Or furniture. Oh yeah, this feels emperish when you walk in. I guess you could.
Or something to make you feel like an emperor when you sit in it. You know,
There you
kind
go.
kind of like that. Like the Black Panther Huey P. Newton chair. Like everybody sit in that joint and feel super powerful when they take their picture. even even though it's a replica, but it looked like that chair. So it's like
It's a wicked chair.
it's
The
a
wicked
wicked chair.
for the old powerful wicked chair. Crazy. Oh man. So now we could just go to thesaurus and see how empire is given to us in the form of synonyms. So we have empire as in conglomerate, a group of businesses or enterprises under one control. And what are the similar words? Conglomerate, corporation, organization, multinational, cartel, syndicate, chain, association, trust, combination, pool, and combine. Any of these things that you see, you got any
Yo,
thoughts on them, God?
you know, I'm looking at this definition and this thesaurus explain this, trying to think about the second question, which I'm probably not doing a good job right now because
Nah, it's okay. We right here right now though, but
yeah, because even
it's
the
gonna pop back. You're gonna remember it real quick as soon as you see it. Like, and that's why I'm asking about these things that we seeing right here because you know because some of these things that we looking at right here right now,
hmm
even even outside of relation to the question, right, are things that are applicable to try to have your own empire. When when I was talking about earlier, like I look at the empire like your actions, right? Like our actions. What
yeah.
what what I do. So before anybody else gets to respond or receive or anything, right? Or communicate, recommunicate, being your own empire. I'm like, you gotta have the trust in there. And then when we look at the legal things in trust and we talk about like correlation to what a trust is, how important trust is in relationships, it's like the word is so serious when we talk when it's correlated to an empire that like it's essential. It's an essential part of that empire to function. And even though we did a show on trust, we when we see these words like this, because we thought collectively that trust was a good word, you know. So when we see these things pop back up and they correlate to these things, and then we wonder why, and we get to our questions and we wonder why some things be working together and then some things don't work together. Like when they talk about a group of businesses or enterprises under one control, the control is like
Hmm.
not to be demonized. If we have a business together, it's not we both controlling it. It is one control, but it's one agreement of control. You know, because you can have it set up to where people take a vote.
Yep.
You know,
Damn, people. Yeah.
where everybody agrees to take the vote. So that one rule is the control. You know, but everybody get they say, but they trust that thing. They trust that system, and that's how they continue to make progress. Or continue their agendas or their goals, whatever it is, their order of business. You know, and I think if we understood that more on a family level, that that's the thing, because I struggle with that sometimes. Like trying to do business with family and stuff like that, a desire to want to do it, and looking for the right ways to approach it, so everybody can feel uh, equitable and inclusive, and you know but it goes back to these things like trust, because you're trying to combine everything, and trying organization, you're trying to organize things, and you know it's not even correlated to the government empire, a governmental empire.
No, this is strictly family. This is strictly just us supporting us. It's like
Yeah,
you hit the nail on the head by starting with trust alone, because every one of these words is all about us, right? And if you don't have that buy-in, if you don't have folks that want to support us or see us win, then then there's no trust, and it's just gonna just collapse. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. So this was empire, the definition: a noun, a major political unit having a territory of great extent, or a number of territories or peoples under a sovereign authority. Okay. Then we had 1B, something resembling a political empire. We had 2, imperial sovereignty, rule, or dominion. We had 3, which was the apple. And then we had 4, which is clothing or furniture, a style. So that is the definition of empire. And we can go back to our second question of the evening right now. As Americans, do we live in an empire? And if yes or no, please explain. We in the empire, God?
God, like I don't know. Looking at that, so before reading that definition, um, social media will have me say yes. Um, just based off of people's feelings and emotions, right? Not liking the state of affairs or what's going on in the news, right? But looking at that definition, that's like 1A, the first part of that definition, I would say yes. But then when it says that you need a emperor as your chief of state, I'm like, all right, so we don't have that. So we don't actually have a person that's called emperor. We don't. Can you imagine that?
They're not called emperor, but they're treated as
they, they,
such.
they treated they treated it such, and they feel like they are, but it's like,
Yeah.
well, I can't imagine. It's like
According to popular belief.
Em-
you know,
Emperor Trump. I couldn't imagine that shit, bro. Like I could.
they did.
I
They
could.
didn't they have a No King's Day or something in regarding something. They had a whole thing. It was
Yeah, like
crazy. I said, "Wow,
wow.
I didn't know. I did not know that
Yeah.
society had come to marches in the street about we don't want kings." I just did not. I was so
That's what
not
that's
in tune.
that's what I'm saying, right? Like to me, like stuff like that is like laughable here when I think emperor. Um, 'Cause I just can't see us doing that. I just can't see us doing that. But at the same time, you look at 1B and it say like it resembles it kind of moves like an empire, right? Kind of look like an empire, like it has territories, vast territories across places and political influence and stuff like that. And then I started thinking, I'm like, okay, well, that sounds like a yes. That sounds like we got Guam and we got yeah, Hawaii is a state, but you got Puerto Rico and like the parts of the Virgin Islands that's American,
The
the
Philippines,
Philippines,
South
The
Korea, where
Philippines,
we,
like I'm like,
Germany,
like,
Spain, Italy, we everywhere, man. Nobody has more military bases than the U.S. Nobody,
but
nobody.
but does those military bases make those places our places? Like
Can now
that's
we
my
can go
question.
over there and live, and we can go over there and start families and just be there. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, because now the culture starts to change. Like, how long you there? How long you doing that? How many people in that area? You know, like how long do you do that before this is like the Walmart in the town? You know, like and everybody worked there. Like that's the only place you can get a job at. You know, you know
The
how military bases do. They supply the whole economy, couple cities over, couple towns over.
I
You
ain't
know,
gonna lie, guy. Like when I lived in Hawaii, I kind of felt I kind of felt terrible. I kind of felt horrible. Like we was definitely over here taking over. Like even though it's a state, like it's not Guam, it's not a Puerto Rico, it's not a territory type situation that don't get a whole lot of love and respect and equality. Like it still felt like we was putting down over there, right? So
that you, it was real. It wasn't just a feeling. It was, you know,
all right,
it was
so
real.
yeah, I would have to say yes based off that reality of that feeling that I had of things that I've done in the military, of things I've seen around the world. It does feel like that. We do move like that. Um,
Yeah, we move like that. And you talking about the military, the way,
it's like,
yeah.
all right, but I don't see nobody calling nobody no emperor or nothing. Like I just can't. I just don't see that part happening. But yeah, but I do think we do move like that. I don't know if I don't know if it's intentionally, but it is definitely like there's a air of not I don't know if it's air of arrogance, but it's deserving, right? Like
It's
it's
deserving.
like it's like cause like if if somebody would have punched Debo in his face every time he came to the block talking about like yo run your pockets. If every time Debo would have came through, he'd have got socked in his face. He probably would have stopped doing it, right? Probably, but
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if every time Debo say, give me your chain, Craig, and he give his chain,
And he come up off of it, right? He cough it up.
he cough it up every single time, right? I don't know, right? Like so, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Feel kind of empire is guy like like when
Man.
I have a tendency to only think about these United States of America. I have a tendency to think about just these 50 states and just what's happening here to us. I hardly ever think about the rest of America territories or its interests and stuff like that. So
That's
it's
fair. That's
right.
fair.
I really had to think about that, right? Because here inside this country, no, right? Like we don't feel like that. We don't operate like that. Um, it's almost like I double dog dare you to make me call you your majesty, like bitch. It's like
See, they ain't going for it.
can you,
Americans is not going for it. The USA is not going for it, and the majesty
can you imagine that shit, bro?
of nothing.
All right. But considering how we move outside of this place, and how we lean, on the rest of the world, right? And how our influence is definitely felt. I would say, yeah.
Okay. Well, look, y'all, we are answering our number 2 question. As Americans, do we live in an empire? And if yes or no, explain. Based on the definition, God, I'm gonna say, yeah, yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do, right?
Because it's too outside of it's when we make a chart and we look at the pros and the cons, we like it's more pros in that definition than it is that one outlier of
It is,
no
right?
no emperor, no named emperor, no no the no was it who makes them emperors, like that the Roman Catholic Church or whatever, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
the Pope does that, right?
Yeah, the Pope do all that type of stuff. So nah, we haven't seen no action like that going on, you know. But everything else pretty much lines up. And I think it's okay um to know that, to know to because it helps with understanding. See, like you were really just honest and you said like outside of what's going on with people here in the continental US, you're not paying attention to the other stuff going on. That's See, a lot of people won't admit that, right? But they'll get a story from somewhere and then swear it down that they've been on it.
Hell nah.
you know, swear it down like no, like you just
What it
stop.
say, God?
Support your interests in live, right?
Like, I don't know about
So,
nothing over there.
so I think that when we see stuff, and I'm referring to like the Maduro situation, when we see the United States act in a certain way, you know, and then don't credit it to, okay, you're in the empire, you know, they're going to go and do things like empires conquer, like you was talking about, like Rome and stuff, and you know, any empires pre-Rome, like everybody was doing some type of conquering, some type of uh
That's mine
what
now. That's
they
mine now.
say, having territory of great extent or a number of territories, you know. So it doesn't always come where it's just surrendered, or I mean, look at the African American story in America. So I mean, people was taken. So when you look at that, it's just like, okay, so if people can be taken, then the land ain't gonna die. You know what I'm saying? the
No matter
land
what you do to
the
it.
land will be there without the people. So they snatch black folks up, then they coming to get the land and to forget what's in it and the resources and stuff like that. Like, and that's where the story, really goes to the resources and understanding what's going on in the world, you know. So I definitely agree that we in the empire, and acknowledging it and um not being too worried of expanding the things that that an empire would do, expanding your mind on your research on things that you keep up with in the social, like talking to the viewers. This is like some of the information that helps you get ahead of some of these things when it happens, and then you're not looking crazy like, you know oh, he got Maduro got kidnapped, or you could see the buildups and the things
Yeah, right.
that happen. you know
like, like, have you not been paying attention to what
you
they've
know
been doing? It's like,
yeah,
what
like,
what did you think next? What did you think was gonna be next?
yeah,
Like,
it was either his death or he get for with 50 million on his head. So like,
come on, son.
it was either him get captured or he get killed. It was one or the other. So I mean, you don't have a $50 million bounty by an empire that can just print money whenever they feel like like that's light. A light 50 mil. Like we laughing to keep from crying, but that's what empires do.
Especially if you can just print 50 mil and it not hurt the value of that 50 million. Like you can just print more. And it's like, oh, it's still
Yeah,
worth
I mean
it's
that's
still
gonna
worth
happen anyway.
it's still worth 50 million. It's
I think
like,
to the tune of like 40 billion a month now for the next couple of I don't know how many months they got
oh my
planned in there.
oh my God.
Yeah, so the stock market go up.
Yeah.
Stock market go up. But yeah,
But
but I think those are the type of things too you see in an empire too, where you can have those that stuff that we even casually joking about, because they all on the same accord. When we was talking about the things being manipulated,
yeah.
all the same, you know, then it's just like, and we did the definition of the word manipulated, so don't think we're using that word negatively. Okay.
It's something that does happen.
It's something that does happen. Things do get manipulated. We're manipulating this show right now.
Right, right in front of your eyes.
So smash that like button for the manipulation. You know,
You know.
we appreciate y'all. Love y'all. So, moving on to our third question: how do movies, TVs, news, and social media influence people's perception of their country's role in the world?
I think that's all we got for the most part, right? I think they dictate the news, the movies, the TV shows, all of media, all social media, music, all of it is used as a tool to enlighten and edify and promote agenda topics or popular ideas that folks want to get spread out. That most people ain't watching C-SPAN, right? Nobody's sitting there watching C-SPAN one or two, right? Um, because they say it's boring. It's nothing is happening. They're just sitting there having meetings and they just arguing all day, not realizing that that is the business of America happening right in front of your face.
What is it, God? What is it?
C-SPAN.
No. See, yes, yes. But what did you just say it was?
Oh no, I forgot what I said.
You said it was the business of America
Oh yeah,
happening right there in your face.
no, definitely, no, hundred
You
percent. Like
know,
it's like real time,
real time.
right? And it's boring to watch.
Crazy.
Right? It's
You could get sold and don't even know it.
you know, you could really get sold and not know it for
And
real.
don't even know
Like, right?
it.
Like your legislator could vote on that thing, and you don't even know that they like, and you can literally watch C-SPAN to watch your people vote for the things that they voting for. Like you can see
So,
what they're voting on every day. Like you can see if your talking points are an agenda item for today or not, right? And when will it be an agenda item? If it ever will be an agenda item, right? Like, can my guy ever get to the point that we need them to get to? Yes or no? Like, is it realistic? Like, how does the process work?
you think? Let me just find out how the process actually works
You know what I'm
and
saying?
watch them do it. Watch it.
And watch him do it, right? But it's there, right? And it's there uh for citizens to view and learn and observe, but it's hidden amongst the rest of the garbage and the rest of the crap that's there to distract, and to tell you what they mean on C-SPAN, because that's kind of like what I feel like the talking heads on the 24-hour news cycles are. Like they're not necessarily giving you the news per se, but their opinions on what the news people are actually doing. Right? Like and I don't know if I need that as a person. Like I don't know if I need your opinions on water being wet, right? Like
You talking about the news people, the people.
yeah, like the anchors and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh, the
Like
news anchors. That's their name. I apologize. News anchors. That's their name.
I don't know what I call them. Like,
Now, news anchors. That is their official. That's what's on their paycheck.
uh, uh,
Yeah,
yeah, right.
that's what's on their paycheck. Yeah, they
I
get a
would
script.
I would
They
hope
get a
so.
script.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get a script.
They get a script, right? And they got talking points. Versus C-SPAN is the actual what's happening, right? Is and
Yeah,
it's what's relevant right now today, right? Whether you think something else should be or not, like this is what's we're talking about today, and and that's real, right? So I mean, they just get we just get a bunch of distractions. Like it's used to it could be used for a wonderful thing to educate everybody, and we can all be super geniuses in a bunch of doogie houses and whatnot. But we're not like we're everybody want to be a baddie these days, and I'm hoping Shorty did such a bad job speaking in public that we have less people wanting to be baddies in real life. Keep watching the show, just don't want to be one in real life. Right? Like that's all I'm saying.
I don't
Like,
know.
I, cause I don't want to stop nobody money. I don't want to appear to do
Mm.
nothing like that.
I
Um,
don't think I don't think you can be able to stop their money,
I
guy.
don't think. Nah,
I don't think.
she said she got 15 million people that relate to her. So yeah, I ain't gonna be able to stop
Yeah,
nothing.
like nah, nah. They sold.
So
They sold. They love it. You know, they
right,
identify with it.
right, and when those when those people when those type of people are allowed to give uh political views or political takes or takes on things that's going on in common society as though their opinions should matter to their people that they're influencing, that's reckless, right? And there's a bunch of that happening where people will they just I think they just said PBS is gone, like I wouldn't be surprised if they actually got rid of C-SPAN, right? Like we don't need that channel. Nobody watch it anyway,
I
right?
don't
Like
know. Maybe hold up. Don't disband
I
C-SPAN.
don't want them to
You know
do that.
why?
I'm just saying, like,
Because they ain't cut us a check just now for what you said and I discovered. Okay, the business of America,
the business of America,
right
God.
in front of your face. You know,
Yeah, God.
C-SPAN. They need to pay us for it. They need to cut the check. Okay,
What?
the
Man,
business
God.
of America, right in front of your face, right in your face.
C-SPAN 1 and 2, bro. Like
Yes,
is start watching it. Like if y'all don't watch nothing else, like Dr. Savy say, right? Like just eat some greens, right? You gotta eat electric foods, right? We gotta watch the business of America. Like this is what we live at. Um, they 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 offer you the opportunity to sit and watch for free.
they do. They do. Well, cable now. Everybody got to
Uh,
pay for cable.
yeah, right.
They took antennas off the
It took
TV.
it
You
took
know, we
it to
can't
the zone.
we can't get C-SPAN on a set of hanger no more. You know,
Right? That's like I think everything is gone now, right? Like
nah, it's digital. It's
yeah,
digital,
it's all
baby.
digital now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, because we even for some of the old folks, I think we got them Hulu TVs or Roku
Or the
TVs or
Roku's and
something.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so they could get, so they can be able to go online because you gotta pay for it, anyway. And then they have like a little antenna. It's like a digital antenna now. That's crazy. You know, I don't know. That
Yeah,
might be some.
they got rid of the antenna. They
It's a
gave you a
digital
digital
antenna.
antenna.
You know what I'm saying? Like I still, you know, I still might buy a TV and go to
Yo,
the dollar store to accessorize
yeah, what was the last
it.
question, God? As Americans, do we live in an empire? Hell yeah. Yeah. They took away the antenna and gave us a digital antenna and said this is better, right?
And
Like,
said this
and,
is better,
and now you can't watch TV for free no more.
right?
It's still available. You just can't do it technically.
Nah, not really, not really. So yeah,
That's
so we on our third question though. How do movies, TV news, and social media influence people's perception of their country's role in the world? I mean, I really be thinking that just like all the different commentaries, you know, because they all have different sides. Like you can literally go on social media or watch a movie or documentary or something about a real negative issue within our country. Okay. And you might see 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 of those, you know. But then you might see 10 or 15 or 20 movies acting like it is the greatest place on earth, you know. And it could be a mix. It could be actual real issues, social issues going on. It's just like, oh, they got some shit going on. They're going to get over it and be back to being regular Americans again. Like, it's going to be done because that's all I've seen. I haven't seen anything else other than that, than just it's a new thing and then social media blasted.
yeah.
So everybody gets a documentary's made, a movie's made. The news tells their side. One part of the news is telling it like this. The other part of the news is telling the story like that. You know. So I'm like, it. I encourage people to go and watch other news of other countries to see what they got going on. You know, because around just seeing the stuff around us, like it's the same stuff all the time. If you turn on the news, it seems like it's the same thing. They're gonna tell you about all the local murders, all the local robberies, all the local fraud cases, all the local fuck shit going on. It's just like, you know, when will somebody do something? Okay. So that's normal. Like it's, you know, the news be depressing. They don't go around and try to highlight all the kids that made honor roll in the county or in the city. You know, they don't have a weekly honor roll where they giving out, you know, $200-300 a week of scholarship to every kid that come, you know, to for a contest, have them, you know, trying to have little young journalists or whatever. I don't see it doing that. But I see it talking about whoever got spun on or stepped on, slid on or frauded or, you know. So if other countries see that, you know, then along with the media, the social media, along with the movies, the depictions, then it is very difficult for people not to have stereotypes coming to this country.
Yo, God, I'm sorry to cut you, God. Like I'm listening to you right now, and as you saying this, I'm thinking because I don't watch the news, right? Because I think I don't know what's true. But when I see clips on social media of my local area, I be seeing stuff where they talk about like all the murders and house fires and all kind of stuff. It be stuff around the corner from me. I'm like, how do I not know any of this stuff is happening in my real life and I'm right here in the physical? But But this is telling me that there's a whole gang war happening up the street from me.
Yeah, God.
Like, come on, man. Like,
When you ain't in it, you ain't in it though. That's
I
you know, like that,
like
and that's the thing. Like when you ain't in it, you ain't in it. So like the gang, if it's the jits and they doing that gang thing, they looking for each other.
they're looking for each other.
You know, they looking for each other, and the only ones they looking for is the ones that's in it, because they know who they all a part of it. They all know what's going on. So when you are focused on what you, because like I say, if it wasn't for like the flavor bomb stuff that we do,
Hmm.
you know, like I don't look at this type of news on a regular basis. Like I am
Facts.
watching what's going on, and like people be guessing about what's going on with Taiwan and China and these things. Nah, I'm watching that news. You know, now we don't know if it's like you say, is it scripted or not?
Yeah.
Okay, but the thing about it is something is happening, so they have activity, and those activities, if you understand the dynamics of those activities, they're gonna possibly lead to some other things. All right. And anytime that those things lead to some other things, some money moves somewhere, because it has to be an investment made for these things to happen.
Hmm.
You know? So, I can't just stop at victim, because if you're gonna be victimized either way, you know, then I can't look at it like through any other lens without that allow me to stay focused, you know, because if I start to look at it through another lens, then I'm gonna feel like that's a distraction from the focus. Because yes, that could be true, very very true. But what is going?
What do we need to do though?
Yeah, like what do we need to do to make sure that we can win off this? Like, like there's always some winners and some losers, but you gotta be trying to want to win more than you want to be okay with, not losing. You know, so I definitely, uh, I definitely think that the TV, the media, social media, all them things have, a really severe impact, and even on us going other places. You know, a lot of times, and I experienced it before, like earlier in my military career. Like, you go places and you kind of expect the people to kind of, well, I never did, but that's what was being showed to me. All right. You expect the people to like cater to you, because it's like, well, I'm American, so you should be trying to speak American. Or, I'm American, so, we should get the best treatment. Like, you should know that we supposed to get the best treatment type mindset. So when I look at that and I say, okay, well, did people, is that just a arrogance being American? Or is it that because we don't watch their community and they struggle every day, we don't know what they got going on, you know? So, which one is overwhelming, is the more overwhelming? Because I think they both play a play a part in the cause, but but I think that's why I say I keep encouraging, like, check out that stuff. It'll be a way you can apply it in some way that'll work for you. Like, even if it's you a person who's beginning to travel, you know, and you want to see what things are going like I might do 7 countries. Okay, well, I need to know what type of political stuff they got going.
What the hell going on over
You know, before I just hop on a cruise because it's
there?
$200 for 9 stops. You know, like nah.
Might not make it back.
Yeah, like I wanna know what's going on in them places. You know, so we're not talking about just for being trying to find out your next investment, but I mean you're investing in your leisure and in your relaxation. So I don't think
Fact.
that it would hurt to be informed, well informed about the places that you're going and what's going on, so you can enjoy yourself peacefully and make it back home safe. But yeah, so going into our fourth question, and if you're just joining us, y'all, make sure to smash that like button. Also, share the content and subscribe to the channel so when we go live, you never miss a episode of Cigar Sundays Live. We are smoking on the word empire, and we're going to go ahead and get into our fourth question. Can the study of geopolitical issues help someone understand their country's culture?
That's a good question, right? Because you're asking, knowing what's going on around the world, how does that benefit or how does that matter to me here, right?
Yeah,
And so you would have to understand that we are so involved. America is so involved and has so much involvement around the world. Um, f- not just our military. Just think about. I'm just going to think about all the people that come here. I'm gonna use the word the right way, legally, right? And they come here. We have so many different customs and cultures and brand new mores and norms that if you don't consider where these people are coming from, if you don't consider, their languages and their foods and their music, like, because it's all coming here and it's not going anywhere and it's not being set apart from the rest of mainstream society is being blended into, and we're all being made to conform with each other, whether you habla Espanol or parle Creole or not, right? I like that the little
I
something.
see you. I see you. Go ahead. Keep
Right.
cooking.
So I think that is important to know, right? To just have that consideration, whether you like people coming here, don't matter. They here.
Right.
Right? Like whether you like the Arabs or whoever at the corner store, it don't matter. They at the corner store, right? And it would help. It would help the community if everybody um took some time to invest in knowing what each other had going on. So, just have a little consideration upon meeting each other instead of I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, so you got to deal with me and my attitude because I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today.
It's crazy. Take your selfish ass back in the house and go to sleep.
You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is,
For
if I if,
real.
if I do take my selfish ass outside, right, I have to now merge into the rest of society. Like there is no move, get out the way because Ali is coming. Like, nah, son, like I gotta get in where I fit in, right? So I do think the study of geopolitical issues can help us understand our own country's culture, especially if we have an embracing culture, right? And if we have a culture of change, I think it's very important to understand what's gonna actually change your culture and what your culture will change into, or what it's changing into, or what you're expected to now accept or tolerate, or you know what I mean? Like so,
Yeah, that'll be defined though. That'll be defined though once people get the information, because you know people get the information still don't do shit.
yeah, they don't.
You know, so
That's true.
that sounds like too much work. You know,
All
what I
right.
need to do that for? I can't go get no bands with that. I can't go, you know, I can't go shop with that. Actually, you can. You know, it may
Yeah,
not be that
and that's
simple.
and that's funny, right? Because
It
like
may
if
not be at the front end.
he said it sound like too much work.
Yeah,
All right. You
you
know,
know.
like for all the people that talk about the that wish for the downfall of America and stuff, and still want to be here when it happens. Um, they don't think about that part right there. They don't think about how hard it will be. Like, you know, you got the freedom now because that's those are the American um rights and constitutional rights and whatnot, right? The freedom, but everybody don't have those same things. And if you are taken over by a whole nother country that got a different set of ruling, right? Like your whole thought process is about to be different, and
Whole
you
thought process.
like you might get Old Testament real quick to where your thoughts might get your ass set on fire, right?
I don't think they're gonna go that hard in Venezuela. They ain't gonna be, because the people still gonna resist some shit. They still not going. They gonna go with the flow because, like, I mean, they about to get American shit down there.
They about to
You
get
know,
mad. They about to get mad. American shit.
Popeyes and KFC and Mickey D's and shit like that, and
Right?
Best Buy and shit. So you know, like they looking forward to it. Like, bring that American shit down here.
It's
You
crazy.
know, bring Wendy's and franchises and all that. You know, so, and then the jobs and everything that's going. We gonna restart the whole oil rigs.
It's crazy because the things you just named, the businesses you just named, are all companies that any American can get into and do, and take
Absolutely.
the Venezuela and do, right. Like you can, like any one of us, if you had enough money, or enough people together to pool your money. That was one of the words, right? Pool your money together. You can actually open up a Wendy's and take it to Venezuela and say, "Hey, here I is,"
It
um,
is right.
or whatever they want to do down there. So there's opportunity. It's not necessarily America going down there, or America is going to be doing that, right? There's opportunities for Americans, right?
It is. It is. Maybe we can get a collective of people that will move to Venezuela and start an African American town, a business district. You know, since everybody act like, oh no, we can't do it here because they burnt them down before and they did this and they burnt it down, and it's okay. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. But would you build it today and let them burn it down? Not without a fight, right? So I mean, so if you do all that building, you
Like the
know,
stuff that got burned down, we didn't build that.
you
You
know,
know what I'm
and
saying?
I'm like, they haven't burnt Atlanta down. Atlanta got a lot of black money that has
Still
built a
popping.
lot of things. So I'm just like, I don't believe
I don't
you.
believe.
You know, I don't believe it. I think they done with that. I think they look at interest rates and everything and be like, we got everybody
We
playing the
got
game.
correct.
So, how you gonna play it? Because the goal is to win. So, can the study of geopolitical issues help someone understand their country's culture? I definitely agree with the God Ali Dawud El BK Soul from that. Yes, um, because of many of the things that he said, many of the insights that he exchanged. But the one thing that really stood out was that was that yes, you will be able to see your effects, what you actually are contributing, what you actually do, and you will have a larger scale to compare it to than just right in front of yourself, just the people around you. Because a lot of times, sometimes it's my little thing, but sometimes I'll be like, man, people don't be thankful enough, and I don't hold it against them, because I realize that they haven't been able to see anything else. But I'm like, they don't search for it either. They don't search out to, like, to study the geopolitics and look at the crime rate in this country and the crime rate in that country and do these things just to understand their surroundings more, to the level of ability that they have to even curve certain things. You know, if we compare like where we live to a place that's just in a village but it's ran by a gang. It's not like ran by the villagers, by the people by the elders
Hmm.
and the states people and everything. If that suit changes and it's just now the gangsters is just in suits and they making the laws so that way, like that's the like we talked about slang and slang
Hmm.
and and with legal ease is not slang at
At
all,
all.
right? So if people are able to hide behind that, then it does go to, well, that's emperor, that's in the empire, because then it looks as that like, okay, well, you can't change the rules that are the rules. These are the big game rules. So if you're gonna play the big game, then you got to play by these rules. And studying the geopolitics, I think, helps people navigate towards understanding that better. You know, because then you can be, what I was talking about, like a little bit more thankful of, like, where I always say, we free, we got freedom, but you free to follow the rules.
Yeah.
You know, it's not this free, like the only freedom we're gonna get is when we transition. That's it. So here you still have obligations. Um, you still have things that you're gonna hold yourself accountable for, and responsible to. So, like, dang, that's not a day off of work. So, so studying some of these things just help us realize, like, dang, it even put it in perspective of, like, when we talked about before, when we would hear people coming from other countries, and
Hmm.
and they would speak down on African American people and be like, like, you lazy and you this and you don't want to do this and you don't want to do that, and and then be like, well, you stink and you eat bad food or whatever. So all of these little things develop to pit each other against each other, so we end up not working as a collective, right? And those things came from the movies and the TVs and all that stuff, and those narratives.
It wasn't in real life.
It wasn't in real life, you know, but somebody perpetuated it and kept the narrative going, and then people start adopting it like it was pop culture.
Because in real life, back in those days, everybody was trying to get together and trying to unite, right? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
but the movies have you thinking everybody's out to get everybody else, and oh, they think they're better than you, and yeah.
So so when those things come about, I'm like studying the geopolitical issues, just giving it a glance. It's so many ways that it could be applied where people could see, like, even if it's just having appreciation for your own struggle, because you haven't, or you can't get on a plane and go somewhere and touch down and see what people have, like way less than what we think we don't have, and it'll help boost appreciation, and it'll be some motivation because you could have been born over there or any of them places that get examined that comes from, so. And then, like you said, there's other things too. That's one way, and then it's other ways too. It can be a financial way where you're trying to follow to see what type of trends and stuff is going on, which way money is moving, or your travel. We said it's a third way. So it's multiple ways. That's just three right off the top of the dome that you can apply. What am I going to go learn about geopolitical issues for? And you may develop your own, so that's what we encourage with that. So we're gonna go ahead at this time right now. You know what time it is. Before we get to our fifth question.
The Flavor Bombs, presented to you by DBCHEFTV.
Okay, so tonight we got a judge. We're gonna go to Detroit. What up, though? And they got a judge up there that calls herself a new racist. Would you believe it? It's 2026, and we don't have racists. We got new racists.
A judge?
A judge. She might not be a judge for too long.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was thinking.
But she's been on the bench. So
wow.
And then we're gonna head to check out a story too about BBLs and pecs from dead people.
So we all might have really been seeing dead people.
So we got spooky butts
Wow.
and spooky boobs. And they man boobs. So
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that's what we got, y'all. Make sure to smash that like button, y'all.
What?
For real. Let's go ahead and get into this.
Breaking news from the 7 investigators. A local judge accused of making racist and homophobic comments is vacating her position after being removed from her docket more than a year ago.
It's a story the 7 investigators first broke in September of 2024. 7 investigator Heather Catallo is here with what she has learned.
This has been a long process. You'll recall we revealed recordings of Judge Kathleen Ryan making some shocking statements. Judge Ryan has essentially been on paid leave for 15 months and once described herself in those recordings as untouchable. The Judicial Tenure Commission has been investigating this for more than a year, but they did not take action against her. Her lawyers confirming to me late today that she is retiring, and the vacancy for her position has already been posted by the governor's office for potential candidates to apply for an appointment to the bench.
I can honestly say that, okay, I'm not systemically racist, I'm a new racist.
The 7 investigators.
Okay, we got to touch on that real quick, guys.
What she say? She said she's not systemically racist. She's a new racist.
You want to run that back one more time? She said.
She said.
One more time, because that I just have to say that was eloquent, and the way she put that together,
so confident.
I know, like it would really pique your interest, like. So you're not systemic.
You're not systemic, huh? Okay.
You're a new racist. Okay, so So what are the prerequisites for, what do you think were the systemic things, you know? And then what is the new? What has changed in the dynamic?
To apply for an appointment to the bench.
I can honestly say that, okay, I'm not systemically racist, I'm a new racist.
The 7 investigators were the first to reveal the recordings that Oakland County officials say prompted Judge Kathleen Ryan's removal from her docket in August of 2024.
Black. I'm so off at this Black Lives Matter, hashtag me too.
Hold up. Pause though for a second. Is this systemically racist? Is this new racist? Which part is this?
This the systemic part. this the same old racist right now. Like, oh, this the same old right here. Like, that's what I'm saying, man. These people they don't get, just because she a judge, she don't get to say what is. Like, nah, bitch, water's wet because water's wet. You don't get to tell me it's wet because it's the new wet. Nah,
She
bitch.
says F black something. I'm so pissed off at Black Lives Matter. And me
Yeah. She's not
All
systemic.
this, oh my God, like, you.
On Wednesday, a judicial vacancy was posted on the State Bar website saying the former Oakland County Chief Probate Pro Tem Judge was vacating her position on the bench.
The Honorable Kathleen A. Ryan presiding. Good morning. You may be seated.
Ryan was a probate judge for 13 years until the Oakland County Probate Court administrator filed a complaint against her, alleging Ryan had been harassing him, calling him after hours for years, and making racist and other inappropriate comments.
I've never met anybody that enjoys hurting people and brags about it the way she does, or intimidating people, scaring people.
Hutton says his complaint was not acted on for months, so he then sent the recordings of his calls with Judge Ryan to state and county officials.
I just want to make it right. And I want the people in Oakland County that come to court to get a fair shake, to have their day in court, to have an unbiased trier of facts.
If you're black from any other country, you're doing way better. If you're an American black person, then you're a lazy piece of
Hold up.
What?
Is that new racist?
That's the same old.
That sounds systemic right there. Is
That's
that new
systemic.
racist or old racist?
That's systemic. That's the same bullshit.
Because if you're black, you lazy. Ain't that what was? I mean, I thought that was the traditional how it got dropped.
Yo, God, like she literally said
How they released the
she
record.
literally said the systemic part. If you black from any other place, like you good, but if you black American, you a lazy piece of shit. All right, that's the bullshit. Like that's systemic to the motherfucker.
No,
That's the point. Pointing motherfuckers against each other. Like
no, it isn't. That's the new racist.
That's the new racist.
That's the new racist. That is not systemic. That's the new racist.
Oh man.
Judge Ryan has been paid for the last 15 months while she was out of the courthouse, and taxpayers have been footing the bill for visiting judges to handle her docket. Now her lawyers say she is retiring and leaving the bench.
Judicial Tenure Commission investigations are not public unless they reach the point of the JTC filing formal charges. Again, that did not happen in this case, so the results of that will not be made public. Now, meanwhile, I did speak with one of Judge Ryan's colleagues, Judge Daniel A. O'Brien. He said Judge Ryan was a good judge, and he expressed frustration that the court was left with visiting judges for so long while the JTC investigated, saying that really left a lot of cases not having continuity. So at least there's some resolution. She's retiring.
At least, and I'm sure a lot of people who have been in front of her are going back in their memories and going, wow.
Did I get a fair shake? Yeah. All right. Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome.
Yeah, God. Like
Like, yeah, did I get a fair shake?
and that's what I'm thinking, right? Like I'm thinking like all her cases gotta get looked over and stuff like that, right? Because it's like 13 years of dealing with dead people's stuff, talking about, oh, you get this, you get that. That's probate, right? Like somebody gotta die to deal with that, right?
Look,
And how many black people stuff did she just take? Talk about, yeah, this is for the county. This is you don't, oh, you didn't respond to the, or they
I don't know if she tried those type of cases. But whatever case she was on, whatever case she was on,
Shit.
if I had a little bit of money, okay,
What, man?
I'm going to go get me an attorney ASAP and be
What?
like, man, look, we gonna sue the county, you know, get
Yeah.
a class action going, you know, so we can sue the county. So she racist every single Black people unite, go get that bag.
especially since she thinking that she a new racist. She not even a systemic kind.
She a new racist.
She a new racist, right?
And all that language sounds systemic. I ain't heard her drop nothing new.
No.
We been prepared for that shit. That's why you got fired.
Dummy.
You know, but she really ain't even get fired. She just was able to retire though. That shit crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
And none of her cases gonna get overturned or none of that stuff. She just got to retire, right? She got been at home for 15 months, paid vacation.
If they gonna do a civil, yeah, she been at home for a year with paid vacation. If they do a class action, then all of them cases will probably come up and they'll probably just settle. They'll probably just be like, man,
yeah,
you see what you caused me, shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking with whoever that was, the new director and shit. And he don't want to pay all that money. And one thing that I saw that they said, but they didn't show proof. Now they showed proof of her racist comments. But they did not, but in the beginning they said that she was homophobic as well.
Correct.
And I didn't hear anything that they released on her homophobia. But they
I noticed that
everything about her racism towards Black people.
And I'm you know what I'm thinking? I was thinking that it might be harmful to the homosexual community to hear those vulgar words from the judge. Is why they probably
but the Blacks is used to it though, huh? Oh, just turn the other cheek. Oh man,
that's what I was thinking.
Thanks, God.
Because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, where? I was thinking, where's the Black people at? Like they got this white guy, that's turning her in. But they also talk about she said there's this homophobic stuff. I'm like, all right, but where's that at?
A reminder just to let you know.
Like,
a reminder just to let you know what empire this is.
Man.
That's crazy. That's crazy, yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into our next flavor bomb, y'all. It's crazy.
Looking for a killer bod? Try taking a trip to the morgue. Welcome to Weird But True, your destination for the creepiest stories from the Post. If you think plastic surgeons wouldn't use body parts from a cadaver, you'd be dead wrong. It's like something out of the Addams Family. Thanks to popular procedures like the Brazilian butt lift, there's a growing demand for fat. Double up! And a shrinking supply of it. I'm looking at you, Ozempic. Just ask New York doc Steven Greenberg.
This is great for somebody who doesn't want to use their own fat or doesn't have enough of their own fat.
You see, in a typical BBL, a person's own fat is liposuction from other areas, the hips, thighs, or stomach. The fat is then injected into your derriere to achieve that iconic Kardashian look. Kim hasn't fessed up to it, but Cardi B and Nene Leakes have. The Grammy-winning singer SZA did too, and regrets it. Last year, she told British Vogue, quote, I gained all this weight from being immobile while recovering and trying to preserve the fat. It was just so stupid. But who gives a f? You got a BBL, you realize you didn't need the Well, for those who don't think it's, quote, stupid,
I don't want none unless you got buns, hun.
And aren't blessed with their own curves, there's a new product hitting the market called Aloe Clay. Warning, you might want to put down your smoothie before hearing this. Aloe Clay is fat harvested from organ donors. It's sterilized, cleaned of any genetic material, and then injected into an alive person via a syringe. Manhattan cosmetic surgeon
Hold up. Flag on the play. Time out. Time out. Did he just say it's fat from organ donors?
Yeah, God.
And it's injected into your live body.
Yeah, God.
And this right here is the little genius who came up with this shit. I don't know, man. He giving. He
should get punched in his face.
He giving mad scientist vibes, man.
Fucking right. Look at that dude. Look at that guy, man. He get jumped. Like,
he giving me you can trust me. You
can
sure,
trust you?
man?
No,
You
no,
sure?
you can't trust him.
No.
Like, don't trust him, man. Like,
You want to put dead people stuff in me?
don't worry about it. Is oh my God, but is FDA approved?
Well, let's find out. Shit.
Dr. Sachin Sridhar.
Huh?
I said I just said that. I didn't even think that it might be for real. Yeah.
Let's hope not.
Rani told the Post it's perfect for fixing hip dips. He says the demand is tremendous. Last year, he did more than 50 procedures. It's also good for breast augmentation, and soon it could be used as facial filler. Another New York doc, Melissa Doft, explained on Instagram.
So it's sort of off-the-shelf fat. You can use it in any part of the body. It is going to be approved for the face, but right now it's just for the body.
And get this, men are using it too. For anyone watching Heated Rivalry, you'd think the demand for a hockey butt might be sky high. But it's actually a different body part that guys want enhanced.
Where do we use it? Right here. Or we can use it for existing patients that want a little more cleavage or a little more volume. More sexy cleavage, create that insta chest.
Insta chest? That's like insta.
We can go ahead and play this.
Cart, but for pecs. The average price tag for an aloe clay touch-up, about 10,000 big ones. For more Weird But True, subscribe to the New York Post.
Man, you looking ass motherfuckers deserve to get all the dead bodies up in your ass. It's like that shit is crazy, bro.
Aloe clay. It's called aloe clay.
It's the pecs, God. Like you could just look like
pecs.
you could just look like
instant pecs.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. It says self-esteem and not wanting to go to our people. They talking about the judge talking about black people lazy. I'm like, our people just people lazy. They don't even want to work out to do some push-ups. Like, damn.
You don't get insta strength. You just get insta pecs.
No, but you should just look good with a shirt on.
You be jumping. Like, who cares about insta pecs? I need the strength, right? Like, oh man, come on, God, that shit is nuts. That was bananas. That was the I just found out recently that they've been using dead bodies like in art exhibits around the world and stuff like that, right? So I didn't know that they're using bodies for what she said off the shelf fat is what she said. That's what she called it. She said off the shelf fat. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like that. Oh no, I can't hear you, God. No, I ain't got you. Yo, we live in a world where they talk about dead people like they go into the grocery store, like it's just like you're going to get a food product. you just it's off, like just just got fat off the shelf, like
It's crazy. It's
Hey,
crazy.
that was
You
just too regular speech, God. Like that was just too regular. Just oh man,
you got me now, God.
yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's just too crazy. Like
It's the chest.
yeah, just instant chess. You know, that's wild. I can't even imagine. They talking about the judge said that black people lazy. I'm like that's a whole culture. Where a person don't even want to do some push-ups. Just do some push-ups. You can get a chest. You want to put a whole dead person's fat in your chest, and it costs 10 bands. Somebody probably like saving up. I'm gonna go get new pecs
With no strength.
with no strength.
Just
Just be looking swole, full of dead fat.
full of dead fat, like oh my
Swole,
God.
full of dead fat.
Oh my God. That's
Is that a dead fat BBL, or is that a real fat, or is that your fat in the
is that your
BBL?
fat or is that dead? Yeah, oh my God. Yeah.
It's crazy. So they got different kits, but yeah, that's the empire we live in, y'all. So
You've just been Flavor Bomb, and now back to our show.
yep. So let us know what y'all think of those flavor bombs. Getting back to tonight's word, we are smoking on the word empire. Make sure to smash that like button and also share the content. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. We are answering our fifth and final, last but never least, question of the evening. Is the word empire bad, good, or misunderstood? The God Ali Dawood LBK Soul Farm. What you got, God?
I'm gonna say it's misunderstood. Uh, Nothing in the definition sounded bad, right? In and of itself. Short of having an emperor, right? That sounds pretty bad, but but that's just one of the
What
qualifications.
if he's fair?
I just
oh, she an empress. What if they're fair? You know,
is that a gender thing? You think? Think a emperor just wouldn't be the title of the person that's in charge. You think it would be like a empress for real?
it was not taught to me that way. What I could be wrong in modern society. I don't know. Maybe it's just I don't know. Like I don't want to get. I don't want to get stumbled. I don't want to get caught in a gender war. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, like I don't know about that one, right?
but I'm just like, hey, there's a feminine and a masculine principle. So that I go that to man
Yeah,
and
so
woman.
so yeah, that just even doubles down why it's even more
A god and a goddesses. I
misunderstood.
I like both. I like the idea of both. God having his goddesses having her God. Or however they want to identify it, but
Yeah, nah, I guess
it takes two.
it do take two.
It takes two.
And I guess maybe even that's something that's I guess how you look at it. Because for me, like a god, like to me wouldn't necessarily be masculine or feminine. Like when I hear goddess, it sounds like it sound like a colonizer coming in and trying to change the thought process of how we see the world. Whereas we just see whoever's in charge is in charge. now all of a sudden, if you're a man and in charge, you're in charge. But if you are a female and you're in charge, you're in charge. Right? It's just like a different it's like it's like a lesser
You're in charge.
you know, right? I just that's just made up like that it does it's not based off of anything real other than, you know, colonizers' thought processes, right? So which just adds to why it's even more misunderstood. Like, yeah, yeah, it's misunderstood for me, God. I can't say it's bad, definitely. I can't say it's bad, but it's definitely misunderstood.
Yeah, I agree with the misunderstanding of it, especially since these things are not studied, even centered around our questions, looking into ways, trying to provide some type of solution. I do think empire is good too. I think it's a lot of good that comes from um, after tonight, really peeling back the layers of the definition and seeing, you know, synonym words like cooperation and trust and combining,
Yeah.
combination, pooling, a chain, you know, a strong chain, you know, we're not popping no links. An organization, you know, those things. There was some words that have been demonized, you know, cartel is a straight negative word, no matter how you using it, you
No
know.
matter how you use it.
Yeah.
No matter how you use it.
Yeah, I mean, even we can edify it and, you know, and do like try to, you know, make it something positive, you know, like we do with other words and
Until they
sayings
put
and
it on
stuff.
a terrorist list, and then you
Yeah,
get scared. It's just like,
you know, but it's not something that you want to, you know, that you want to necessarily like pass down to your children or
like
put
we a cartel.
or
Nah, nah,
promote
nah.
on or put on a billboard, you know, like you don't really want to use that word. But trust and organization, corporation, you know, combination, even a chain, you know, it depending on how you putting it, wording it, you know, people will mind seeing a chain.
Yeah.
Um,
Conglomerates too, yeah.
you know, so to me those good things that empire embodies along with the having a territory or great extent or number of territories, you know, and being a unit, um, I think that those things right there, where it says enterprise under single domination or control, that was something that we looked at and understanding what that can look like, you know, with that, how we can still have control, but we vote on it, you know, and everybody gets input. So, you know, so the control is the vote, you know, and because that's what we all agree to and that's what we make our decision on. So I think there was some good things about empire, uncovered some good things about empire tonight, learning more, um, discovering the word, and definitely agreeing with the guy Ali Dawood at BK Soul Farm that is absolutely misunderstood. But that's why we do these shows so we can have some better understanding. And like we say, it's never no right or wrong answer. We're not the gurus. If you find something you like in the ashtray, pick it up and have a smoke. Just know the convo is thicker than the cigar smoke around here. Okay. Cigar Sundays, each and every Sunday, 8 p.m. East Coast time. We want everybody to have a peaceful, positive, and productive start to their week. And man, do something study something geopolitical out there, y'all. Go find out what somebody else got, what your neighbors got going on, what Canadians are dealing with, or what, you know, the Mexicans dealing with, or something like that. Something that may directly be it might affect how much we pay for something at the grocery store, or if it's some oil or some fuel prices might be going up. People don't be knowing, you know. And C-SPAN, like the guy was saying, like C-SPAN, yes, it is boring.
It is boring.
All right, but it is the boring business of America in your face. All right, so go get you a taste of that, and that's all we got for tonight. I'm Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, always with the God Ali Dawood at BK Soul Farm. And we are the Cigarden Panel, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace, God.
Peace, God.
This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016 160 self-sustainability. Jump on the list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
You are the key to your financial freedom. So unlock your inner wealth with financial fundamentals at Bows on the Table. Subscribe today and never miss a meal at Bows Podcast. Bows on the Table, now streaming on YouTube. At the Veteran Kettle Podcast, we thank you for your service, support, and sacrifice to our country. Listen to real stories of adversity and triumph as we give our best to honor our vets. Subscribe today and watch episodes now streaming on YouTube at TVK Podcast, The Veteran Kettle. Love ain't always easy, and we won't stop until we get it right. So bring that ass to the Love Speak Podcast. Subscribe today and let your love speak at TLS Podcast, The Love Speak, now streaming on YouTube. If it's Friday night and you don't have a date, then brunch with the fellas is your spot, so don't be late. We go up at 9 p.m. with the trending topic news. Smash the like, comment, subscribe, and share the content. Don't be rude at Brunch Fellas, now streaming on YouTube. Exchange insights Sundays at 8 p.m. East Coast time with the Cigarden Panel. Smoking on words like two big nerds. Hosted by DBCHEFTV and BK Soul Farm at Cigar Sundays on YouTube. Subscribe and hit the notification bell, so when they go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at www.dbcheftv.com.